Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Creative Breakthrough Challenge. This is the day one video, and I'm looking like this today. Hello, this is my little giraffe friend. Try to have a nice new mug for you each time. And in this video, I'm going to look at your submissions for day one. And on day one, if you remember, because it was a long time ago, more than half a challenge ago, I asked you to create anything, absolutely anything, and you did. So I'm going to look at them, appreciate them, and you know me, come out with some sort of rambling commentary. Just in case you are not signed up for this, it's okay, don't worry, you can still sign up, and I'm going to share the screen and show you how to do that. If you go to if you go to I haven't got the name of this, but it's infinitecreativitynow.com/5days, infinitecreativitynow.com/5days. Sign up for free, join the fun. We're getting really creative here, and enter the code 5days. You see it says 5 days there on the green thing. If you click on that, you go to what? You go to not that. You go to this, and if you watch, bear with me here. If you do enter, you see it says 47 euros. If you enter 5 days, it goes down to 0. So no worries, it's free. Join us, please join us. I'd love to have you with us. So let's have a look. What have you been up to over the last few days? This is the main page for the Facebook group, and you can always get to the threads in this section here where it says featured. So if you click through here, that was day 3. Already got some amazing stuff for day 3, even though it's only day 3. This is day 2 here, and this is day 1. I'm going to click on this, and we go to the day 1 thread. And there it is. I'm so happy that you've decided to take part, if you have. And the assignment was to create anything. So the point is, you can see this isn't a challenge about one specific type of creativity where I want you to create 5 things in the same theme, like the photography one is. You create 5 days worth of photographs. The writing one is you create 5 written things. This is kind of exploring creativity itself, including the fear of creating, not wanting to do anything in case it's not very good or crap, or people think it's going to be crap, or even the worst of the worst, they might say that it's crap. And of course, if they say that what you've created is crap, they're really saying that you're crap. This is the huge fear that people have, and I want to help you get around this. All of what I said just now is not true. It's not crap. Don't compare yourself to anyone. So this exercise is getting you to just create anything. So let's have a look. By the way, if you want to leave some comments, please say hello. You can say hello in the chat here, and I should be able to see it. Okay, so Diane said, Santa bought me some watercolor supplies for Christmas. This is amazing because so many people, including me, have got watercolors and are getting into watercolors or some sort of sketching. So this is great. She said, creativity is my therapy. I know exactly what you mean, Diane, and it's been my therapy for many years. When I've not been feeling so good, I've written a poem or taken a photograph, and you've done some beautiful paintings. I mean, I particularly love this feather. Sometimes the simplest is the best. I mean, it's personal, you know, everything is personal. For me, I'm drawn to the feather because it's so simple, and I love, you know, even why I've been into abstract is because I love colors more than real things. But in your feather, I can see it's a feather, but I can also see that, I don't know, in French I've got the word, we say dégradé. It goes seamlessly from the lovely, beautiful deep blue through the turquoise to the yellow. Absolutely, I can drown in this sort of color. And I know that a lot of others have appreciated your pictures. I saw some people saying they liked the first one. Great. Well done, Diane. Good for you. By the way, do comment on other people's pictures as well. This is really important. Comment and show your appreciation for other people's, because it's so nice to receive nice comments. And you're getting lots of lovely comments there, Diane. This is Laurel. Here's Laurel, looking quite serious. Don't normally see Laurel looking so serious. And this is her sketching herself. There you go. She's done a sketch. And she says, since seeing Sab's drawing, so the backstory is I posted a drawing which was like my first attempt ever. Well, no, I did some when I was 5, which were a bit better. And I knew it was, not high quality. Of course not. Why would it be? But I posted it. That's the thing. I got over my fear of all the things I said earlier, and I posted it. And one of the reasons for doing that was to show you that you can. And I'm still here, you see. So a few of you are doing the same thing, which again comes back to me, gives me the courage to continue to post my stuff. So she says, since seeing Sab's drawings, maybe I can make this a bit bigger. Since seeing Sab's drawing, I've had an urge to attempt similar. It's an attempt at a self-portrait by running my finger over my face and transferring it to paper. This was a special drawing exercise that gets you to draw without any sort of complex. It's great, and it helps her to relax, she says. Wonderful. Even people are saying, that's incredible. You captured your expression perfectly. We are so critical of our own stuff, aren't we? We think it's awful, and then people say it's nice, and they don't understand why you would think it's awful. Of course, it's not accomplished. We're not professionals. So here's one from Teresa. Absolutely love this. This is quite similar to the sort of stuff I like doing. Doodling, in a way, colouring bits in. I often colour stuff in. You can see it's an eye. It looks like it's got a crazy sort of peacock flavoured, I don't know, eyebrows. And it's just gorgeous. That really inspired me to do more stuff like this. Now, this thing here, it exists, and it didn't exist before. That's all you need to succeed. Create something that didn't exist before, and you have succeeded. That's my definition of success. By the way, if you don't create something, if you choose not to take part, you haven't failed. Just like if you do something you're not happy with, you haven't failed. Because I've got rid of the F word from my vocabulary. I mean, I use the word failure, but only to say that I don't believe in it. So if you don't do the exercise, you chose not to take part. If you do the exercise, you succeed. And I love the fact that some of you are actually taking notes from the lessons, from the trainings, because when we write with our hand and a real pen, it does sink in more than if we just watch and don't do anything. Active learning. And Teresa, I think this is Teresa. She's one of those people that I said has got a sort of a drawing urge this year. Let's accompany each other on this, everybody, if you're into drawing. And I've just noticed this little pooch has got a kind of a heart shape on his head, which is really nice. Wonderful. By the way, if you're watching the replay, hello, and leave a comment. I will see them. Leave a comment now, and I will see it. And if it's live, I'll even say hello. Good for you, Teresa. This is Beatrice, who has done something similar, what I just said. She's done a drawing of herself, and I later on did a drawing of myself too. No, a drawing of someone else. And here I am on a video meeting. She was having a really exciting video meeting at work. So exciting that she actually drew a picture of herself. And there it is. She's on one of those exciting Zoom calls, trying to look, professional and stuff, but underneath the level where you can see her hands, she's actually sketching herself. Hee hee. And there it is. I think it's her first sketch ever, or, for many, many years. So well done, Beatrice. You have succeeded. Congratulations. And did I see this? Yeah, I think I saw this. So she added colors to it. So I said that there was a sketching exercise and a painting exercise, 2 in 1. And some nice comments on that. This is Geneviève, who I know is Beatrice's sister. Now, her speciality, her creative passion, is creating miniature things for dolls' houses. This is actually one of those sort of huge underground activities where you think, is that a thing? And then you realize it's a huge thing. And so she actually creates like little miniature rugs to put in front of the little miniature fire in the doll's house, and probably sells it for tens of euros, if not more, maybe hundreds. Because some people, they want handmade things in the same style as the, I don't know, Victorian doll's house that they are building. So amazing to discover these little universes which we didn't even know existed. This is tiny. These are grains of sand stuck to a possibly a little piece of slate or something, and she's created a little picture, and it's beautiful. There's even a real shell on there. It's so nice, you know. When you create something which is, it's made of things that are part of your life, because she walked along the beach. I imagine she walked along the beach, picked up the shells, picked a handful of sand, and now she's sharing it with us as her own creation. Karen, I think from Canada, who is cold, probably, apart from anything else, is sharing with us her blog, which is where she shares some of her creations. And she's very creative, Karen. She's been in my circles for quite a while now, always writing interesting articles and creating wonderful paintings. And for many years, Karen, you have been, no, not many years, for maybe a year or two, you've been learning to draw, and you encouraged me. Thank you. You said, when you saw my first, you said, don't worry, my first ones were like that, or it's perfectly normal to start with that. Well done for getting going. So she's encouraging me. And a couple of links to her blog posts here. See if I can share a couple of those. You might even, if we're lucky, see something that she did with me. Could be a bit scary, but I'm going to show you it. Beautiful picture of a dog. Another beautiful picture of a dog. Without going into details, and if you read the blog post, and you should, you know, she talks about the techniques and stuff like that. And this is a picture of her. Now, I always recommend that people create regularly, even if it's 5 minutes a day. And this is going to be one of my recurring themes this year. Create something regularly. Create every day, ideally, or every week. So I'm going to hammer those themes home every day or every week. And she does a series of self-portraits in the same way as I do for photographic self-portraits. Every 10 days, I publish one of my Paris photographs, includes me, with the challenge being to never, ever create an image which is similar to any of the ones that came before. I have another similar challenge for myself with the Eiffel Tower. Another way of saying that is make each new photograph completely different. And she does something similar. She's always sketching herself or painting herself. She tries different techniques, all sorts of things. It's a wonderful challenge. And I wonder if on this one, yes, this one is amazing. Karen watched a video that I did. I'm doing a series of creativity coaching videos. They last like between 3 and 5 minutes, and I share an idea to inspire you to be more creative. She watched one where I decided to put the light. I wonder if we can do this. I did a video where the light was like this. And she was inspired by that. And she said, I wonder if I could sketch Sab with that scary under face lighting. And she did for her sins. And here it is. What do you think of that? Pretty cool, right? Absolutely amazing. So cool to see that. All right, let's chug through. Oh, some people are watching. Say hello if you're watching. If you're watching the replay, do say hello. I'd love to see your comments. What do you think? Whose creations do you love? Which ones spark off ideas for you? Share in the comments, please, so we can all see them and benefit from your ideas. This is from Dorothy, good old Dorothy, who's done so many of my masterclasses and takes part in my groups. She said, I got a bit stressed when I remembered I had to create something today. And she had a goal to clean 2 lamps, and a cleaning lady was coming tomorrow. And in the end, she created this thing with not being creative at all. Well, take what you have and do something with it. That's right. Be creative with what you've got. And she's put pieces of material, twisted them around, and created a thing. She says, creativity for me is to solve problems or look at things or do things in a different way. Wonderful definition of creativity. And knowing Dorothy, I imagine she sees like a dragon's head or something in this. Do let us know, Dorothy. What do you see in this creation? Okay, we've got a few more comments. If you haven't done this, by the way, do it. You don't have to. This challenge doesn't finish after 5 days. You can join anytime for the next few days. It may even run for 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know. I'm doing it differently. No pressure. No, need to immediately post the same day. This is chilling out time. So do it in the next 2 to 3 weeks, but obviously I'd like it if you did it now, but you can do it anytime you like. Encourage friends to come along. If you know someone who would love to do this, get them to join up. By the way, you should all have discovered the website. No, not that. The website where the videos are, obviously. I hope you're okay with that. If there's any problems, you don't understand how it works, let me know. Give yourself challenges. There's a challenge. You can get lots of points when you've done days 1, 2, and 3. This should become available to click, and you get a little celebration. When you've done day 4, you can click this one and get even more bonus points. And the best one of all is to click number 5. Click them all. Click number 5 when you've finished all the exercises for all 5 days, submitted your last one to day 5, and get all those mega points. And there will be a celebration surprise at the end, like a big explosion or something when you've done that. You've got the introduction. Make sure you've said hello in the introduction thread, and here are all the trainings. And when you do click on this, just to remind you, in case anyone is watching and isn't part of the challenge yet, you click on that and you go to each page. Each day has its own challenge. You've got the video to watch. You've got 3 things to do. They're very simple things. And when you've done them, click, click, click. You get the little celebration and then move on to the next one. And you get your points. You get lots of points. Try to get maximum points. Right, we're getting towards the end, I think. Keep it short and sweet. If you are leaving comments and I can't see them, I apologize. Sometimes they don't show up for me, but do leave comments if you're watching the replay. All right, we've got Thomas. Now, I know Thomas, and Thomas knows me. And Thomas is how can I put this? I was going to say something and it didn't work. I was going to say anything but not creative. That obviously didn't work. Thomas is incredibly creative, to the extent where he's perfectly comfortable posting a creation which is, I'd call it pure potential. You've got a blank piece of paper, virgin territory, which is basically the possibility for what he might create is now infinite because nothing has been decided. Maybe that's not quite true, because he's decided on the surface and he's decided by the looks of it on the creative implement. It looks like he's going to use some sort of pen here, although looking at the tip it looks white. Could he create something white on white? Well, why not? There are no rules in creativity, right? As you will discover, especially in depth, if you if you carry on with me and maybe even do my uh, Infinite Creativity Now masterclass, which is going to start on a very romantic day in February, I've decided. I wonder if you can guess what that is. So this is infinite potential that Thomas is sharing with us here. And I think I did make a little joke, maybe even littler than my normal jokes, which was I expected nothing less from you, Thomas. And in fact, he has given us nothing at all, which is very creative because it takes a certain courage to post in a thread where you're supposed to create something. Well, he created the photograph, there's no rules, but to show that he has created nothing yet, he's creating infinite potential in a way. And that shows, strangely enough, a certain level of sophistication in his creative process. Don't you think? What do you think of that? And here's, we haven't missed anyone. Lots of lovely comments. Well, thank you for commenting on everybody's things. You really should. And here's Alison. Alison, now an old friend. I mean that in the sense that I've known her for a while now. She did this challenge last year, and she did my Infinite Creativity Now masterclass for a few weeks after that. She's here again. Hello, Alison. Lovely to have you here. And I think she's threatening to do my Infinite Creativity Now masterclass again with a new project. And she said, I realized creativity brings contentment and a chance to play. So many things I could create, but I took some photographs to remind me of the fun I had on the photography course. She did the photography masterclass as well. And rather than worry if it followed any rules, I just posted it in the group. I have started. Starting is one of the most difficult things to do. And we worry about it. We struggle. We ask ourselves if it's going to be good enough, if it's worthy. And couldn't it just be a little bit better if I just start, damn it. And here it is. Now, the funny thing is, if she hadn't told us that she, was worrying about it and maybe it's not good enough, and, if we were not informed by the people who post their things that they have all sorts of doubts about it and it's not very good, etc., those thoughts wouldn't even cross our minds. That's the crazy thing. So imagine we didn't have any of that in mind, and Alison just said, here's what I did. What would you think? Well, I wouldn't have any preconceived ideas. If someone says it's not very good, but I start looking for ways in which it's not very good. I know Alison didn't say this, but that's what a lot of people do. They say, this isn't very good, but here it is. The first thing I do, and I can't help myself, is to look and see why she thinks it's not very good. I'm looking for faults because she's told me there are. Can you imagine how ridiculous that is? How silly that is? How pointless? What a waste of time that is. So let's imagine Alison said, this is what I did. Now I'm saying, oh, I wonder what she did. Oh, it's black and white. Oh, what beautiful patterns. What lovely lines. I can see it's kind of got shading up on the top left, and in the top right, it's kind of like a little frame there. Then I've got, it's a tree, but it's upside down. I think it's a reflection. Oh, yes, look at the bottom left. The bottom of left of the picture is actually nicely framed by the bottom edge of, it looks like it's the edge of the lake or the puddle, which she's reflecting the trees in. You see, everything is positive. Everything is intrigue. As long as you, when you post your stuff, don't give us ideas to think otherwise. This is one of my bugbears. I go off on this. Whenever people say, well, this isn't very good, but I say, stop. Gao is asking, is this the same course I took part in? I want to participate again. Maybe I will be motivated. Bought watercolors and haven't touched them. Join the club. Join the watercolor club for 2022, Gao. Yeah, it's kind of the same course. The videos were recorded last year. I occasionally refer to things that people did last year, so I hope you realize that, and it doesn't disturb you too much. But of course, well, the creations are new, aren't they? And the masterclass will be the same masterclass, except it won't be the same because the people will be different, the creations will be different, and I will be adding things and such like. So yeah, take part again, gal. Ronnie creates by subtracting hair from people. So she takes stuff away to create something new. You know what this reminds me right now, Ronnie, is when, who was it? Michelangelo or someone said, or was it with David? He imagined that David, you know, this classic sculpture, whether you like it or not, it's, you know, maybe the most famous sculpture in the world. Is it Michelangelo's David? It'd be embarrassing if it's not. And maybe Rodin. They imagine that the sculpture that they have in their mind is inside the block of marble. It's there waiting to be released, and all they have to do is subtract bits, get rid of bits from the stone block, and the person or whatever that's inside will be revealed. That's a wonderful way to look at it. And that, I just thought of that now when I thought that's what you do, Ronnie. Your amazing haircut style design is inside the big mop that somebody presents you with, and all you have to do is take away the bits that are not necessary to reveal what was already there in your own mind's eye. Isn't that wonderful? And it looks like you're a pretty cool hairdresser, Ronnie, down there in Aussie land. What did I think it's a he? What did he think of it? Feel free to share lots more of your cool haircuts. Love it. Yeah, I did say that I love you being creative on a live human subject, and I'd love you to do something special for me. I'd even fly you to Paris, but I do have a kind of slight problem, if you can see what that might be. Do you do Ronnie wigs? I don't know. There's another one. You know, I'm not sure if this person is Asian or not, but Asians do incredible things with their hair. Young Asian kids. It's absolutely amazing what they do with their hair. I think they're trying to be sort of manga characters and stuff, but that's cool. All right, that seems to be it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for taking part. If you haven't taken part yet, do it now. Go and create anything. Watch the video. Create anything. And I will very shortly, maybe tomorrow or the next day. You see, we're not in a rush this time. Tomorrow or the next day, I will do a similar video, about half an hour, looking at your day 2 creations. Do you remember day 2? Day 2 was to do something every day, routine, mundane, boring, in a new, innovative way. And we've got some really nice contributions for that. To make the thread more interesting, try to take a photograph to represent. If you can't take a photograph of the thing, which normally you can, then take a photograph that represents what you did, how you, maybe you take a new route to work. Take a photograph of the new route and a photograph of something that you have never seen before because you've never taken that route. There are an infinite number of ways of being creative, even in everyday life, which is why I call my coaching Infinity Coaching. And I put little things like this up saying, powered by infinite creativity. We're all infinitely creative. And my mission in life is to help you be as creative as you would love to be. If you stick with me, maybe even on this challenge, I can't remember, I'll share with you that for me, being creative is how I understand being alive. So when I try to be creative as much as possible, I'm really saying I want to be as alive as much as possible. And when you create something new, it's an adventure. You don't know what's going to happen. You have no idea. But really interesting things always do happen. For example, my daily activity is to publish a photograph of Paris, which I've obviously had to take beforehand, and write something to go with it. I never know what I'm going to write. I don't even know how which photograph I'm going to choose. It's an adventure, and it's a really exciting one. So I encourage you to do the same. I'll see you in the next video. Can't wait to see what you come up with for your day 3 things as I speak. That's the current one. And I hope you're having fun. Do interact, do take part, encourage your friends to join the challenge. There's plenty of time. Leave comments on other people's creations. That's really important. Make the creative love go round. And I will talk to you again very soon. Bye-bye for now, and happy creating.